Alright, I'm going to go ahead and assume that he did it. So, welcome. Last week, we left off the campaign with the group having learned a lot about Alexander, about the nature of those in power here in Worthy, and about the nature of vampirism itself. Now, how much of that is entirely true? How much of that is the whole story? And how much is there still left to learn? That's yet to be seen. But after putting themselves maybe a little bit more in the public eye than they would have wished the previous day, the group decided to spend the evening resting in the Temple of the Raven Queen. Again, hopefully, not many secrets there, not many hidden agendas, but can't be too certain. What is known is that those who are like Alexander and those whose temple you're currently resting your heads in don't see eye to eye, nor does it seem like they will ever. Although the friends that you have made on either side of the aisle are working towards the same goal, the prospects of them working together on it are slim, if at all existent. Before bedding down for the evening, Durand decided that he would take a little bit of a leap of faith. He's heard and seen individuals go through this ritual, this communion almost of conversing with the Raven Queen, and decided that he needed to talk to her face to face. And so he did. Learning that to the Raven Queen, these creatures, these entities, these vampires are not seen by her as our normal mortal beings, and as such, their existence is odd. Not just odd, but unnatural, and in the eyes of the Raven Queen, as well as it seemed time Durand, an affront to the natural order of things, to the Raven Queen herself. Now, what that means for those who have been afflicted with it without their desire, who have been forced into this state of being, those like your friend Alexander. Well, that's perhaps for you all, in part, to decide. We left off with Durand exiting from the pool of crimson liquid and heading off to bathe and change. And as you have completed washing yourself, Durand, getting dressed into the spare clothes brought to you by the cleric of the Temple Bernard, a bit tight-fitting. You put on your own clothes that you had brought in, and notice the difference between a fresh set of clothing, even though it might not fit well, and the clothes that you've been wearing for a, a while now without changing or washing. But as you get yourself dressed, and Bernard is walking you back from the little wash closet that is in the temple towards the main room where you assume the rest of your group is sleeping, he shares some words with you. What you had said, um, whatever happened between you and her, that is, of course, your business. And I don't need to or wish to ask after it. But what I do know, that person, that being that you and the rest of your group exited and left with earlier today, he's not unlike the creature we found in the home, is he? I wasn't aware of it at first, but Gertrude had a keen eye for that and filled me in later. Now I don't know what your relation with this person is, but be careful on how much you trust them.
Um, I mean, I can't lie. I've since the moment I met him, and I haven't known him for long. There was an something off, but I'll heed your advice. I mean, at the moment, he is just a piece of the puzzle, kind of, and as long as his interest is similar to ours in helping the people of this town, then it's a help I'll take for the time being.
Well, that is if those are his interests. I wouldn't trust a thing that someone like them would say, but it is not my place to tell you what to or not to do. At this point, you're walking back into the main room where you can see Era and Neredion either asleep or well on their way, and Elevorn in one of the front benches, just sitting still awake, it seems. Maybe not in her trance yet. Hard to tell from this vantage point. But I'm sure that the High Priestess will wish to speak with you in the morning. Go over what it is that we know and what actions we should take moving forward. Until then, get some rest. You certainly deserve it.
Yeah, thank you. They could use it.
With a nod, he takes one more glance out over the interior of the cool, chilled atmosphere of the temple and seemingly finding everything in place, heads to presumably his quarters. Elvon, you hear the echoing footsteps piercing through the quiet of the interior of the temple as Durand heads and walks up towards you, where you can see Durand. There are two benches across the main aisle where there are blankets, sheets, pillows set up for resting. Seems like Elevorn has taken the time to set up place to sleep for both herself and you.
Um. Can I tell if she's like doing her sleep?
Are you doing your sleep, Elevorn?
No, but I'm trying not to be weird.
Okay, so she definitely acknowledges your presence. Like, even if it's not like it directly, she notices you're there, and you can notice that she notices you're there. It's doesn't seem like she's in her trance. You've seen it enough times.
Okay.
Whatever else she's doing, I'm not sure. Does it seem like Elevorn is like anxious about something?
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting. I'll approach her.
Okay. So, Durand approaches you, and though you've seen him like this many times before, it's always a little bit off-putting to see the large dragonborn there without his armor and arms just immediately at his side or equipped.
I feel like you're foreshadowing something. Like I should go run and grab my armor right now.
Hey, shut up. Stay in character.
Well, yeah, that was a thing.
You're okay? And Elevorn's going to jump up and start circling him, like examining him to make sure that he's okay.
But yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Are you sure? She's like even looking at like his tail.
Yeah, I'm quite all right. I think I hope so. Anyways, for now.
Okay, that's good. I mean, did it work? Or I mean, if you don't want to talk about it, we don't have to talk about it. But you know, yeah.
Oh, I'm fine with talking. Well, to some people. um, um, not exactly the same person I was before, so I'm more than welcome and open to speak with you about whatever. Yeah, it worked. It was an interesting experience. Pretty much, kind of exactly like what you said. Um, just something that like you hear it and experiencing it was something entirely different.
It's like both terrifying and very wonderful at the same time, somehow. Maybe not exactly at the same time. It starts off kind of terrifying.
Uh, yeah, it starts off. Well, even some moments within the meeting might have been a little bit ominous feeling, but it was um it was nice speaking with her.
Do you feel better about things, or? have, I mean, the talking with her help at all?
Yes, I think it did. It helped a considerable bit. I think I know a little bit easier kind of where I should stand with all of this. But again, there's still a lot of things out of our hands. We'll just try to do what's right.
Well, what do you feel is right? I mean, is it like what we talked about earlier, or has that changed, or, because,
Mm.
I mean, when I talked to her, it was just about Meridian. It wasn't really, I mean, it was bigger things too, sort of, but, it wasn't a decision, it was just, a plea to help.
I can't exactly tell for sure. It's kind of something we'll have to see with time. But I mean, I do feel better.
Well, I'm glad you feel better. Uh, you wouldn't happen to want to go into any sort of details about anything, right?
I mean, details about what?
Well, I mean, you feel better, but why do you feel better? Because I'm still pretty worried about everything. Yeah, I mean, we leave them alive and maybe they hurt somebody else, but we kill them and do they deserve it? Because did they choose it? And, you know, that stuff.
Hmm.
So Elevorn obviously doesn't know all the things that Durant does, as far as the Raven Queen's perspective on these entities. Not sure how much of that you want to share, but it seems like, I don't know. That seems to be like, at least to me, that seems to be the source of the conflict in Elevorn's head, is that she doesn't know that stuff.
That'd be interesting because my perspective on it was Elephant was pretty I thought she had her foot down with her ideals on this whole entire thing. She wanted to help as much as she could.
Maybe, but she also doesn't know that, like we said, like that the Raven Queen basically can't see them, and that they will effectively, what was it, the words? Never be a part of eternity. I feel like that might be important to making up one's mind. But again, it all depends. If you want to take time and recount to the best of Duran's memory, just like if you want him to take some time and just go over like everything that he remembers with her, you can say that, or you can play it out however you want.
Okay. Okay, I'll play it out. Um. I think I'll start off exactly with what I just said, kind of, sort of. So, sorry, I didn't mean to not go into more details about the whole thing. I just, I thought you were, I thought you kind of had already made up your mind. I thought you. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I mean, I want to help, but I mean, sometimes certain things that you think are helping aren't exactly helping sometimes.
Good intentions, a good heart, that's for sure. Um, well, the biggest thing that she explained to me that was surprising was that it these these things they never meet with her when the time is up. At no point in time, ever. And I don't know if there's some way to reverse it or change it, but you seemed very adamant about that because these beings have been thrown out of the natural order of the cycle, they will never meet her. So they'll never. Well, you know her purpose, so.
Elvorn sort of like, all of a sudden she's just kind of staring at the pool and, just sort of bewildered, bewilderment on her face, and she's just, so they don't ever get to be with anybody from their life again? I mean, if that's how it works, I don't really know how it works, but I thought maybe that's how it would work. You would, when, your time's up here and you go to wherever you're supposed to go, you know, um,
Basically. Um, when I questioned her, kind of like about there was something that could be done, she just basically explained that, like, the nature of their curse is something that was created by something that was, you know, evil in nature and of itself. That's why I guess it seems so unfair, I think. It's not to say that their existences, what I'm taking from it is that it's not to say seemingly that their existences are meaningless. I feel like if one has good intentions, then regardless of whatever might happen, they can do good. And that's what I'm hoping for. But it seems hard to not have anything past the end of this life.
and if we free them, I mean, you can't tell Alexander this, right? He can't know this.
Hmm. I
I
think
mean,
that's
what?
probably the most difficult thing is that it's I think that goes back to one of the last things that she had mentioned, kind of sort of, where she spent a moment asking if I wanted to know where I would end up.
Well, you kind of did know, right?
Well, yeah, but I guess more specifically, just the if we knew exactly what happened, what would that mean for what we're currently doing that affected it in any way? If we told Alexander how what happens after it all, then I feel like that's messing up the natural order of things even more than his whole breaking of the cycle due to his affliction.
I don't know. It's like the second I said it, though, I started thinking like how unfair it is not to know these things. And it's like, what is? It would be terrible. I can't. Because then why be good? Why do anything, why try even, if nothing you do matters? I mean, it might matter here immediately. I mean, he could certainly do good, I'm sure, but like afterward, I mean, I'm not doing things just to be rewarded or anything. That's not. I. Hmm.
I feel like it's important. It's the natural drive of your own ambitions. If there's something at the end, to think that there's nothing would kind of start to make you believe probably that nothing matters. While I'd like to pass over this knowledge just simply because, it's is the truth, I feel like that's doing him a great injustice at the same time.
And like, if he knew, would he then still want to end, his. I guess it's his uncle, right?
Yes, well, that might sweeten the deal based off of how he feels, honestly. But I'm more concerned about, you know, everything else that's in store for him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, we haven't known the guy for too long either. I don't like to think like it, but what if he isn't being good?
Well,
That's
I
kind of
mean,
why I was saying, it's kind of something that we can only see with time.
yeah. I mean, we could also be doing not good things, too. I mean, anybody could, really. But I like to think that, if people seem like they're trying to be good and are, you know, outwardly doing things that might be on that path, then, I don't think everybody is evil or anything. Well, I'd rather believe that they're good, you know.
Yes, of course. I would wish that were the case.
I understand that wanting it to be that way doesn't exactly make it so, so you do have to be careful. So you're probably right. We should maybe not tell him everything, but
Well, right now, really, we won't try to cloud our minds about anything. The first thing we've really got to do is figure out some form of way to get that second barrier down. Then, sheesh, worrying about stopping these strange creatures that even their spawns seem extremely resilient.
do you think? Hmm. Well, I don't know. I was thinking about tidal wave, wondering if that might be helpful. I'm not sure though.
Well, I mean, I have tools to help. Um, but it's kind of something that I mean I've never experienced it before. Not like I've fought these kinds of things, and the last time that we fought anything similar, um, I didn't have an edge like I do now, I believe.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that thing he mentioned, and if I could somehow manage to create water in that sort of sense, it would actually, maybe holy water would affect them.
I do believe I learned how to um how to make holy water. I haven't tried it in a bit, but something that I did learn from ages.
Huh, well, maybe we could make some, or I mean, you could make some, and I could help somehow or other, or just stand there kind of useless, but teamwork.
I'll I'll gladly take any help of yours.
I'm a little worried about sharing this sort of information with the church members here, the temple people. Uh, not that I feel, I don't know. I mean, until we know what we want to do for sure, you know?
Sharing what information, anyways?
The parts about weaknesses and stuff.
Right. Well, there's no necessity for that. I mean, don't they? I mean, for better or worse, they won't interact with one another, so it's not necessary. Our interactions with Alexander can be something entirely different from what we are doing with. And it
Yeah,
it sucks, but it's
well, I just figured, like he trusted us enough to share these things, and whether or not they work or not, I mean, we can take that risk ourselves, but I don't think that putting people at the temple at risk because we don't know if it's true for sure, and also then they could just go out and use it if it is, you know, if we aren't sure what we want to do going forward. That's all.
yeah, I understand. Whatever we spoke with Alexander was our own private business.
All right, I put a blanket and stuff over here. You should sleep. Hmm.
Yeah, that's right. I remember. Thank you. I'll. It is late.
So, Duran gets as comfortable as he can on this wooden temple bench. Cover yourself with some blankets against the chill of the interior of this room. And easily enough, though your thoughts still swirl and spiral, you do manage to find sleep. Elevon, are you trancing?
Um, I'm going to keep watch.
Okay. So do you intend on waking somebody else up?
Yes,
Alright. Let's go ahead and make a perception check.
that's a 12 total.
12. Alright. It's very quiet, apart from the sounds of slumber from the rest of your group. You don't notice anything. Until you hear a voice. Remaining kind of vigilant, as although you are pretty tired at this point. The voice comes not from without, but from within. And you hear a familiar voice in your head. though it takes you a moment to place it. Elevon, I do hope this finds you. I figured you would be the one most likely to be awake still. This is Wiloa Idores from Amberville. I was trying to reach out to Era, but she hasn't answered. We have noticed some strangeness in the orb's behavior, and I'll either need Era back soon, as soon as possible, or I'll have to take this to the academy.
I'll reply.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go wake her up. Okay, but I'm not going to.
Okay. So you go and you wake Era up?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Just kind of like nudge her a little bit. Era, wake up.
What is it? What's going on? Are we being attacked?
No, Willow was trying to contact you, and you weren't responding, so she
Well,
contacted
I was
me.
sleeping,
I
so...
know that's why I woke you up. But there's weird stuff about the orb, and she either has to take it to the academy or she needs you back.
What? And, she does kind of yell this. Darant, Naradian, should you choose, this would rouse you from slumber.
Yes, I would wake up a little bit at least from that.
As the trail end of this echoing shout dies off, Neredion kind of opens an eye into this conversation that seems to be going on between Elevorn and Era.
Listen in for a little bit before maybe jumping in. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I don't know exactly. I just said, she said there's weird stuff with the orb, and that she needs you back, or she has to. Something about the academy.
Well, I mean, they've handled it until now. I'm sure they can handle it. I mean, you guys need me here.
What is going on?
Willow contacted me, and there's weird stuff about the orb.
And they need her back?
Well, that's what she said, or they have to take it somewhere, well, to the academy.
That's a little bit weird, but I don't know much about those kind of things, so... How does she even get out of here if she leaves?
I don't know. I thought we couldn't.
I mean, if I wanted, I could go to either Vasselholm or Cele. I have means to get out of here, yeah, but I'm pretty sure I told you guys this already.
Maybe I forgot it if you told that, but...
If I didn't, then I definitely meant to. Anyways, well, I guess thank you for relaying the message, Elevorn, but I'm going to, reach out to Willow or myself and see what it is that she needs, because we're doing something here. And so you see Era kind of immediately just turn and go into the somatic and verbal components of casting the sending spell. And you hear her say, Willow, what is this about you needing me back? We're doing important things here. You don't understand. I mean, there's you and Rokeskirt and Naval, you can't handle this? What's going on? And you watch as you see her waiting, and she's kind of looking to both Nedadian and Elevorn, seeming like a bit flustered and impatient, but then a look of just focus and concentration comes over her, so you assume that she's getting a response.
I'm just looking back at her and then Elephorn and just going between them.
There's the casting of the spell, and as the time goes on, you can see Era's face go from like curious to maybe a bit annoyed to this kind of somber realization. And she casts another sending spell. It's like, okay, I understand. It'll have to be first thing in the morning, though. If you could reach out to someone in Vasselholm and have them expecting me so I can get to Amberval quicker, that would be great. I'm gonna go back to sleep. And then she kind of scowls a bit and then looks back to the two of you.
Well,
They need me back in Amberval. Otherwise, we're gonna have to... Otherwise, we would have to hand the orb over to one of the actual towers of the Academy, and then there's no reason for Willora or Rogueskern or Naval to stay in Ambervale. They need the extra set of hands, the extra spells. It's starting to react to things. The orb. From what she told me. She wasn't able to say much, obviously, but...
well, obviously that isn't good if it's reacting to things and...
As far as she told me, it wasn't anything major, but...
it can turn out to be something major.
And that's why she wants me back, just so that we're not being complacent about it before it gets to something too big. Apparently, the only thing it's really done so far is change the color of the tablecloth that it's resting on.
It's a start, definitely.
But yeah, it's either that or hand the orb over to the Academy, and... well, I guess, you guys should weigh in on that too. Should we just tell them to hand it over to the Academy? If we do that, I can stay with you guys. But I guess I know how you guys feel about them, right? So...
I'm going to go wake up Durand.
okay. Durand, you are woken up maybe a couple hours after you had fallen asleep.
There's news about that orb.
Orb? What orb?
The one that you had from Corvette.
Oh,
The orb.
Okay. Right, what, it can't be good news. What happened?
Doesn't sound too good.
Okay, can we do? From here, you know?
Well, Malilla contacted me and I woke up Era so that...
They need... it's... I don't know what any of you could do about it. It's more of, they've been studying it for a while. They've been seeing, like, maybe trying to discern its purpose, and it's just started to very mildly react to some things, actually. I could bring us all back, but I don't see why. Again, I'm not sure what you guys could do anyway. I could bring us all back, but I wouldn't have a way to get us back in. It'd be a one-way trip, really.
And I can't really leave. I need to do that thing.
Yeah. And even so, if I leave and I go and I work on this and we figure something out and I'm done within the next 2-3 days and they don't need me anymore, I don't have a way back either. So it's either we give the orb to the Phoenix Academy. Well, it's already in the hands of the Phoenix Academy, but either Vasselholm or Cele or some other big tower, right? Where they would have the wizards and personnel to really study it, or I go and try to help them out and we keep it in Ambervale.
I know. I mean, at least I know the people that. I know Willowa and the others at Ambervale. My personal take is if I can give them some purpose to stay there, I'd prefer it, but it's not entirely up to me either. I mean, Era, you have to choose for yourself.
I have felt like it's weird, I feel like I belong here, but there's also I at the same time I feel like I belong with them. I
Well,
mean, mhm.
go ahead.
It's I don't know. If I let them give up the orb, then they get sent to other towers. They have to leave Ambervale. Ambervale doesn't get a teleportation circle. It doesn't get its own Phoenix Academy tower, which I have been drawing up designs for at night. So, maybe if anything happens, find a way to reach out to me, Willowa, whoever, and I don't care. I will find a way back here. Okay?
Yeah.
I don't think any of you can. I'll keep the bracelet.
Yeah, you definitely should keep it. It could still come in handy even if you can't come here and help us. You can still give us some insight on things.
And then at least then I could keep you guys up to date at any time with what's going on in Ambervale.
That too.
Maybe relay some messages between you and Isaiah and Neri. I forgot to mention him because bleh.
Ah,
She just kind of falls back down into the bench that she was sleeping on a couple minutes before. Can't do anything until the moment. Until the morning. Anyway, I can recharge myself and decide what incantations to take. So I don't know. I don't see myself getting much sleep. Maybe I
I
could.
hope you can get some sleep more.
I don't know. I could. There's so much I didn't expect to have this end. I could maybe like draw up some strategies or something for you guys to use going forward when you go to take on this person. I don't know. what we know about him. I could try to like maybe make a psychological profile on Alexander or one of the people here at the temple if you think that would help you.
Can I nudge around and just be like, dragon chess?
Right now?
Just nodding her head.
You can see Era's going through her bag. She's pulling out like journals and parchment and spreading them out on either side of the bench as her, and she's like flipping through her notes of people that she's written about since she's gotten to Worthy.
Okay. I could play some, I suppose. Era, would you like
What?
to play some Dragon Chess?
She's not even like making eye contact with you. A game? You want to play a game right now, Durand? I'm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. She kind of just.
I have to say I am quite good.
We'll see. Don't get cocky. It's not a good look on you. And walking back towards where your belongings are, Durand, Era kind of follows you, and she gives a look to Netherdiana as she passes her. If you need anything for the ring, just let me know. I can put something in before I leave tomorrow.
I'll think about it.
Yeah. She goes, and as she walks past Elavorn, she kind of almost no words, but it's a look of not having the right words to say. Just a small kind of sheepish smile that's quickly consciously realized and removed before just a nod as she passes.
You know you're both, right?
What do you mean? Both what?
You said, you feel like you could belong here, but then you feel like you belong there. It's both. And it's okay that it's both.
Yeah. That makes it hard to have to choose one, you know?
You're not.
Kind of. Yeah, but I get your point and I appreciate it. Thank you, Elavorn. Anyways, I have to go beat your dragon boyfriend's butt in chess, so kind of busy. And she just kind of hastily hurries off as Durand, you're setting up the board. So, for the next couple hours, Durand and Era are playing dragon chess, and you can see it does seem, Durand, you notice it does help take her mind off of what had just transpired, to the point where it seems like she was kind of tentative at first, and you can tell she was distracted as you guys began playing the game. But as she got more into it, you can see that there's that sort of bit lighthearted, sarcastic, trash-talking era in the middle of the game as you guys go back and forth, and you're not necessarily trying your best to win, but the act of comforting seems to have succeeded. Naradian, Elavorn, what are you doing?
Guess I would be laying down, just
Just back to
looking
sleep.
at the roof or the ceiling. I don't know, hoping I would get sleep at least.
Okay.
I'm going to go over to Nerdion and just be like, you should ask her for like one of those fancy talking in people head spells. Because you could talk to Isaiah.
That is true. I could. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'll ask her one of those spells.
I know we haven't been gone that long. I mean, it feels like it's been a long time for me, but I don't know how it feels to you, you know. But, sorry, I just meant, might be good to talk to him a little.
It would be nice.
Oh, and I mean, if you want any spells ever, too, I could do that as well.
Alright. Is there anything else for the rest of the evening until morning comes? After a while of playing chess and Era kind of calming down, she does head back and manages to get to sleep again.
I guess I would ask her the sending spell before she goes to bed.
Okay. She nods and casts the spell into the ring. So now have a sending spell in the ring, which means you cannot fit conjure animals.
Do you plan this?
No. Anyways. Anybody else? Duran.
You could use it right now and then have conjure animals in the morning.
I don't want to bother Isaiah in the middle of
Like
the night.
3-4 in the morning right now.
That is fair.
It's a little bad. Alright.
Oh, yeah, no. Send the spell, be like, I can wake it up. I wake you up.
You're doing it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Alright, so morning comes and you're all kind of it's not the most comfortable sleep being on these benches, these wooden benches. Two, you're all kind of a little bit on edge considering the circumstances. So once you begin to hear the sound of footsteps echoing through the temple, you all kind of come to consciousness. Some of you fight to stay asleep, but after a while of finding that not a possible battle to win, you all do wake up. You can see Era is going through her spell book as is part of her morning ritual, much like, but dissimilar, but similar to what Elevon does to commune and prepare her spells. You all come to wake up and watch as Era packs up and gathers her things and finds an open enough area in the temple and pulls out a piece of chalk. Well, I mean, until next time.
Gonna miss you. Hopefully,
Oh, still have the
well,
bracelets. And believe me, I'll be bothering you about what's going on here and what you guys are doing, maybe about every hour on the hour. So be ready for that. I want to be kept up to date.
yeah. But still, it's well, still gonna miss you. It's not the same that you being here, but and I hope the orb thing isn't too bad in the end. That you guys can manage to get it under control.
I'll make sure we do. And I'll miss you too. I mean, it's not. Yeah, I will. Kind of just stands there, like, not necessarily wanting to do it, just holding and just rolling the chalk between her fingers. And then she begins to draw out the teleportation circle, a spell that I don't believe any of you have seen actually being cast before. It does take a while, I believe about 10 minutes for her to draw this large circle with intricate symbols, runes, and glyphs specific to the destination that she is essentially attuning the spell to.
Can I go interrupt her?
Yeah,
Okay. So I'm gonna walk up to her and be like, I have a favor to ask.
she stops, and you can see that she's just maybe an eighth of the circle away from completing it. You certainly took till the last minute. What is it?
I am going to hug her.
I okay. This is.
Can you please give this to our dad for me?
Huh, yeah, of course.
I was going to sniffle a little bit. Because I would really appreciate it if you would give this to our dad for me.
She places her arms just sort of loosely around you in the hug, but does stand there for the next few moments. And I will. I promise.
Thank you.
And she releases the embrace a moment after you do. Well, anything, Durand? I'm about to leave. Anything at all?
I know I'm not gonna. I know it won't be that long.
Well, we'll see.
You'll probably be talking in the bracelet, but don't expect to hear me too often.
Oh, well, I mean, chime in at least a little bit, just a little bit, not too much. Don't need to talk to you all the time, but at least just to let me know you're still there.
Just for you.
Good. And she goes and she takes maybe 30 seconds and finishes the spell. And right before she's trailing down the last little bit of chalk to finish the last rune in the circle, you all better not die. And she finishes it, and the circle, the runes and glyphs begin to light up with arcane magic as the entire area begins to be engulfed in this soft pillar of light emitted from each of the runes, glyphs, and sigils that make up the circle itself. Doesn't last that long. She just holds up her hand and like goodbye and turns it over to the bracelet, presses on the gem, and steps through the circle, which lasts for maybe 2 seconds after before going dark. And then all of you hear telepathically in your head, "See you guys soon." And that's it. I know it's a tad early, but if everyone's okay with it, I would like to take a break.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Gotta show Mags this. Hopefully I did Era justice. I can't play Era as well as Mags can. I know I can't. Jeez, it's hard. That's the worst thing, is always playing another player character. Like Bask or Demetrius or anything. I never feel like I'm...
Worst.
Hmm?
The worst.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you play Durand. I'd like to see anybody play Durand.
You don't think I could?
Easy. It's easy to play as Durand. You just don't say anything. It's like,
You don't say anything until you're asked. You only answer the question exactly as it's asked and give no more details than exactly what the question parameters specify.
I have spoken more than any of you, even Zen probably, this entire session.
But this session, but
This
the whole...
This session,
whole
okay, no, hold on.
Durand is like,
We're not measuring by the whole.
Yeah, we're talking about the whole thing.
All right.
Yeah,
Be back in
break.
10 to 15 to 20 minutes. I don't care. Whatever. Let's see. all come to... Wait, are we back?
Yeah.
Okay. So as the morning progresses, as you all come to and begin to prepare for the day ahead, you are met by Gertrude Novanon, the high priestess of the Temple of the Raven Queen here in Worthy. Good morning. So I've become aware of at least a little bit of your findings or plans. At least I expect that we are in agreement that Brelin Mortis needs to be confronted.
Yes.
As without his knowledge of the construction of the inner barrier that prevents us from reaching the manor, there is not much that we here can do for you. I just want to be clear that we do not take this threat lightly. It is part of the reason why I, required so much definitive proof as to your claims. Whenever and however you decide to gain this information from Brelin, we need to be ready to act quickly in dispersing of the barrier and of ridding Worthy of these beings that right now hold it in its clutches. I suppose what I'm saying, in the most blunt of ways, is once you bring back the means to dispel, or once you acquire the means to dispel the fog, we will be ready to act on it. We cannot risk word of Brelin's attack, or the attack on Brelin, to reach other ears and maybe bring together either stronger defenses or even worse, an attack on those who went after them. Namely, you three, and us. So let us know when it is that you decide to go after Brelin, and we will be ready, waiting to take whatever information that you find, hopefully that can help us dispel the fog and move forward towards the manor. Does this make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense. Yes.
Good. As far as his whereabouts, I cannot tell you exactly where he stays. From what we know, he and the doctors that he dispatches, he doesn't rest his head at the same location every night, but he does tend to stay in one of the northern districts in the city, one of the ones closer to the inner walls that lead to the manor. I would recommend starting any sort of search as to his whereabouts, his tendencies there. If there's any questions that you have for me or for anyone else in the temple, I suppose now would be the time, as time is of the essence. Who knows how many more innocent people were taken last night or in the nights to come.
Could you? I mean, do you know what he looks like?
I've not seen him without his mask. But the others do seem to have a way of noticing, acknowledging him. I'm not certain if it's some fine detail in his wardrobe or if it's the way that he speaks, but it seems that the other plague doctors who work for him are able to recognize him. The establishment of these plague doctors from the time that the plague allegedly had broken out was quick and has always been somewhat secretive.
We like finding a needle in a haystack at the moment, then, eh?
Well, we're able to make it a relatively smaller, hopefully, haystack. You all have uncovered a great secret in a very short amount of time. I have faith that you'll be able to do the same here. You must.
Alright, yeah. Should probably get to it then.
Yeah, we probably don't want to waste any time.
Should not. Please do your best to keep us informed. If you find out where he is, or at least where he will be at a certain point in time, and decide, or where his notes and research is that he put in to construct the fog, and you managed to acquire that, let us know before you do anything too rash. We want to be ready and near the barrier to take it down before those who would like to see us fail can react. The quickest we can work with the least of our cards shown will do nothing but benefit us. I will prepare a group of clerics here who I trust in their abilities to be able to perform such a feat quickly in the event of your expected success. So, what are you guys doing?
Off we go.
Investigate the streets.
Alright. As you guys begin to head out of the temple, you are caught up to just as you're about to exit by Bernard, who is wearing the Plague Doctor outfit with the exception of the mask, which he carries with him. Excuse me, hold on real quick. I just want to catch you before you left. If you find and if you wish to, when you're ready to confront Brellan, I anticipate it will be not the most peaceful of encounters. We've seen the types of creatures that they are forming, that they're bringing into being, and I worry how many of them are walking the streets at any point in time, or how many might be surrounding Brelin when you do find him. So, if you've come to me, to us, I will be ready to stand at your side and lend what aid I can. The only thing is, and he kind of looks down and then looks back up with this sort of reassured conviction. I will not stand beside that friend of yours.
I guess that is understandable.
I simply do not trust them. And I do wish that there was a way forward without involving one of the creatures that we are seeking to rid Worthy of. But no, some things must be done, and it seems you have some amount of faith in the being, so I'll leave that decision to you when it comes. Either way, I will be at the barrier, whether it be at your side or with the other clerics here, ready to dispel the wall.
Don't worry too much about our acquaintance. I mean, like I mentioned to you yesterday, if anything were to seem like it wasn't for the good of the people, then we'll take whatever steps necessary.
Well, then let us hope that for the good of the people, our judgment is sound. And he nods.
Well, you can only ever be, so certain of anything. Like you were already misled, by this Berlin Mortis person. I mean, maybe even he was misled, we don't know. So it is fair, you know?
Yes.
We kind of have to hope that even in the most unlikely places, there's still some good in the most unlikely places.
He takes a while to digest this. I do hope you are right. Personally, however, that is a leap of faith I am not ready to make. It was those creatures that brought this plague to Worthy. So we have found out. Not a plague at all, yet still one of some kind. So forgive me for not being able to be as open-minded when it comes to working alongside a creature of the same ilk.
okay. Forgiveness isn't necessary. Trust me, I completely understand where you're coming from.
Well, best of luck. And once you find anything about this Brelin Mortis, just let us know. We have to move quickly. We'll be preparing, gathering up any sort of materials we think might be involved, anything that we might be able to recall from that time nearly half a year ago when the barriers were erected. Perhaps they might have some play, some role in dispelling it.
We're probably going to spend a bit of time searching around the city, but if I give you the funds, could I ask you for a favor to make us some holy water?
Yes, absolutely. That is not a problem at all. Probably a very good thing to have on hand, considering. Um, as far as my, uh, as I was taught, it requires approximately 25 gold worth of silver dust to make each vial, each dose, as it were, of holy water.
Is silver dust good enough to, like, is it easy enough to find?
I believe so. I can't imagine that anyone in the city who would have a stock of it has too many buyers at the moment. Believe we'd be able
Well,
to find a fair amount, and any that we weren't able to find, I could simply refund you any excess.
okay. I'll give him 100 gold
Okay.
and hope that we can get 4.
All right. All right. So you give over 100 gold. Mark that off. He nods and places it into his own personal pouch. If there's not anything left, three of you exit into the early morning streets of Worthy. Pretty warm outside, uh, contrasted by the cool interior of the Temple of the Raven Queen. You'd see the remnants of the previous night's fog that had lingered beginning to burn away as the sun is now low over the horizon, but fully risen at this point.
Oh. Ah. Before we, I don't know, could we just go roundabout? Maybe get some breakfast first, or just get something on the way and just eat while we walk.
Breakfast. Yeah, that food sounds. I don't remember when I ate last.
Yeah, I'm a little bit of peckish myself. It's been a while.
Okay. So there is the the market circle has some stuff if you want to grab something on the way. You do know of a couple taverns you've been to. One of them that you still have paid for rooms and stayed in total of once. So what is it? Is you going to a sit down place, or you gonna find something just to pick up and eat?
looking at the rod. It's just sort of like
Also looking at the rod.
Like, are you hungry? Are you not hungry?
Walk and eat. Sit and eat.
I'm famished, and it'd probably be better to sit down.
Alright, so I think that the two taverns that you're aware of are the one that you had been in first, but I don't think you stayed at, the Crow's Call. And then there's the one that you guys have rooms at, which I believe is the Goodly Spirits Inn and Tavern. The Crow's Call would be closer to where you are now, and the Goodly Spirits would be closer to the district of the city where it's presumed that Brelin is.
Well, we could go back to that place that we were in for a little while. The one, that we had rooms in or whatever.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
I think his name was Clovers or something.
Mm-hmm. I believe
Well,
you're correct.
shall we head there then?
As you're walking, you notice that there are seemingly fewer people on the streets. It might be because it's early in the morning, but it doesn't seem like there's as much foot traffic as you might expect. And those that are seem to be in a little bit of a rush, as if they want to get from wherever they were coming from to wherever they're going as quick as possible.
Is there anybody, like walking the opposite direction but coming towards us?
Yes.
Okay, can I fish around in my coin pouch and just grab a random coin and wait for
Okay.
them to walk past?
Okay.
And I go, oh, wait a minute, you dropped this, and
Thank you.
You seem to be in a hurry. Is everything all right?
With everything is fine. Yes, of course. I'm just things have been tense as of late. I'm surprised that the three of you seem to be so lackadaisical.
What happened, if you don't mind me asking?
Rumors, just rumors. I didn't see it firsthand, but it seems as if something has irked the doctors. They are not happy about something.
They have those weird masks. Who knows when they're happy and when they're not?
It's just a weird feeling that you get from them, you know? I shouldn't even be talking about it, probably. And you can see him, like, scanning around, like, expecting one to just appear out of nowhere, maybe. Not sure. Something happened yesterday. They're not happy with. I heard something about a fire, some sort of commotion in the streets.
Well, maybe we need to hurry up a little bit also.
Elevon, roll a d4 for me, please.
That is a 4.
4. Of course it is. The guy looks at the coin that you handed him, And immediately there's like a look on his face that he knows this isn't his, as he's staring down at a platinum piece.
I don't think I had a platinum piece.
Oh. Then a gold piece. Same reaction then.
Well, that's okay.
That also changes his reaction. Probably wouldn't keep a platinum, but a gold. That's fine. Thank you again, and just be careful. They seem to be looking for somebody.
Well, thank you for the warning.
He nods and turns, looks back a couple more times before heading off down a block or two before turning a corner.
Well, I know we're just going for the breakfast now, but I think we should just also hurry up a little bit. You know, we have to hurry as much as these guys are, but maybe a tiny bit faster.
Maybe we just grab something then, if there's, bread or whatever around.
That's fine. We'll pass by the markets.
Yeah, works for me.
So, foregoing your nice sit-down breakfast, you guys head into the market circle, which, again, it is populated. There is still business, still bartering going on, but there's less just individuals standing around, socializing, talking. Everyone gets in, finds what they need, buys it, and heads off. There are a fair number of stalls with foodstuffs that appear freshly made. There is definitely bread. There is salted and jerked meats, not so much in the realm of fresh meat here. A few raw vegetables. Not much more than that.
Guess I would get some bread and maybe a little bit of cheese if there is some cheese.
Yeah, sure.
Just like bread and like carrots or something.
Yes, there would be. Durand, just a handful of jerky.
Yeah, that sounds good, actually.
Bucket jerky!
Taking a
Alright.
one out of the old book.
Alright. I'll say 5 copper for Netadion and Delavorn, and a silver for Durand. As you guys are going, Durand, you notice the merchant who had sold you the jerky seems to be giving you like a curious look the entire time. Goes through the transaction, says the right thing, speaks politely, but there's like a look of suspicion in his eyes.
Is something the matter?
He kind of shakes it off. No, not at all, sir. Would there be anything else?
No, that's really all. I just wanted to snack on something on the go.
Well, hopefully that serves you well.
It does, yeah. Thank you.
You are welcome. So, you all reconvene after having split up to get your breakfast, all just nomming on some bread, carrots, or jerky, respectively. You look around, you're kind of a little bit off, not quite in the center of the marketplace, but between most of the stalls, and there's not a huge crowd. You are definitely some of the only ones that are stationary, except for those at the market stalls. Everyone, like I said, is getting in, getting their business done, and leaving. But you all meet up again.
You know, all these people just trying to do their business and go home or wherever. It's starting a little bit get to me. And there isn't even that many people still over here, and I gotta feel exposed.
We, at the same time, don't have much of a choice. Kinda have to find.
I know. I'm just thinking that I guess we should try to keep just walking also more and just stay in one place. So,
If we find an alleyway, I'll cast Pass Without Trace on this if you think that might help us feel a little bit less weird.
Okay. So you guys head up for an alleyway. As you're walking, Duran, make a perception check for me.
That is 12.
12. Okay. It takes you a moment as you're almost out of the marketplace, heading towards an alleyway. Something out of the corner of your eye catches your attention. Not much something, but the lack of something, and you do sort of a double take, and you're looking back towards the market stall that you had just been at, but there's no merchant behind the counter. It's an empty stall. The jerky and all of his wares still there, but it seems like he has left.
Alright, well, let's definitely rush on out of here real quick then.
What is?
We should get out of here as quickly as possible.
wow, did you see something?
Just the merchant behind the counter was, I don't know. Maybe it's nothing, but he's no longer there, so he's eyeing me suspiciously. And I know I do stick out like a sore thumb.
Should we stop him?
I mean, I guess can I take another cursory glance around, see if I can find him?
Your perception check, you wouldn't be able to spot him, no.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know where he went, so I'm saying we should probably leave.
Well, leave we shall.
Alright, heading to an alleyway. L1, you cast Pass Without a Trace. After stuffing your faces with your hastily put together breakfast, you got some food in your bellies, and it does feel a lot better for even as sparse of a meal as it was. But a bit revitalized. You continue northward, back towards the inner walls in the distance that still have that upward rolling fog, creating a barrier between the tall overlooking manor and the rest of the city. You've been here once before, but haven't really spent too much time looking around. Now you know that this is supposedly the area where Brelin Mortis stays or operates from. You don't know much about his schedule and about how he operates, but according to Gertrude Novanan, this is where those answers should be found. Looking around, there are a number of good-sized buildings, homes, and a lack of boarded-up windows and doors. The buildings and here are spaced out much more than they are throughout the rest of the city, whereas the rest of the city, they are pretty much on top of each other, creating narrow alleyways and even narrow streets. And here, there's a bit more of an openness, which is nice to feel less claustrophobic and cluttered, but the openness at this point is a bit unnerving. There are still people who are making their way through the streets. And it seems like they're either all coming from, for the majority of them, are either coming from or heading to a certain portion of this district of the city. There are some that are going off on their own tangential paths, but for the most part, the ones you see are either heading along or coming from a certain part of the city.
Do we have this is probably crazy. Sometimes I have these, weird ideas about stuff, but we don't think that maybe Brelin Mortis has Demetrius, do we?
Well, he might, in some sense at least, if he isn't, well, kind of innocent. If he also didn't know what the plague doctors are, and well, at least some of the plague doctors and so on are, then he might be also innocent, but he also might have Demetrius. In a sense, like I said, he might not have him on, well, he might know where he is.
I was just thinking because, Era was. Well, we went back and forth with Era when we were trying to, send the messages to Demetrius and stuff. And, he said it felt like. I mean, it sounded like Era said that he was under some kind of magical attack. And if Brelin Mortis is good with magic, maybe he's got something to do with that.
It might be true. We have to be careful when we face the guy.
The thing is that I could stop concentrating on making us not as noticeable and instead concentrate on trying to find Demetrius.
Well, I'm pretty confident in my hiding abilities, but our big boy over here needs the help. But how do you
Forgive me if
feel?
I'm wrong, but didn't you guys already ping Demetrius?
Yeah.
Was he behind the wall?
He
Well,
was. It was towards the manor and underground, right?
Hmm?
It was towards the manor, like when you had walked up to the fog wall. You got the ping towards the manor and like below the surface.
yeah, I couldn't get any closer, but I did.
So unless he's been moved.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking she was going for the moment. Is that what you're going for? Do you think
Well,
he's been moved?
maybe. I don't know. I don't understand what's happening exactly. I mean, I don't think any of us do, really. And I don't know what to look for. Like, I don't know anything about Brother Mortis. We could walk past him and not know it's him. This is a little impossible. Like, look, that's a guy right there. He could be. And how do we tell?
The person who sold you the jerky could be him. That's why he ran off.
Oh, wait. Maybe I said it myself this time. I could try to detect magic. Right? Because if he's using maybe he has something magical on him or something, you know?
He might have, or he might even have a spell up or anything, because, like you said, he uses magic.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
Okay, you cast Detect Magic. It lasts for 10 minutes. You get the familiar pings of magical items on your person and that of your friends here. Nothing else within range at the moment. It was not that guy that was passing you, though. He was not.
Dang it. I was almost sure.
Or maybe he was. He just didn't have anything magical.
Alright. So, what are you guys doing?
I guess we would be following Elevorn if Elevorn is gonna move around. At least Neri is gonna do it if Elevorn is gonna move.
I guess we're just trying to. We're in like the general area, so now I guess we're just hoping that we get some sort of ping.
Well, everybody was coming or going to that someplace around here. Maybe we'll go there.
Okay. So you head in that direction. And after maybe about 5 minutes of walking, not having picked up anything unexpected or anything else other than that of your immediate group, Eleborn, want everybody to make a stealth check, please.
'31.
17?
Don't think you have the plus 10 anymore.
Yeah,
No,
31.
31. I got 19 and plus
I
12.
heard 41. I was like, eh.
No, 30.
Okay.
3 and 1.
Duran.
Not that bad. A 14 and a 15.
So 14.
Unless you want to take the 15.
I will not. You can have that 15.
You can keep it.
So,
I'll keep it.
with a little bit of assistance, especially from Neridion, you guys quickly, as you notice ahead, there's a small group of plague doctors. And you notice they seem to be walking in slow motion, but they're walking at their normal pace. It's everyone else that is in a bit of a rush. The plague doctors here, they don't even acknowledge the other individuals. They just seem to be patrolling as they normally do. And it's odd, you don't remember seeing any doctors on your way to this point throughout your entire trek of the city, which you've walked through. You've walked nearly the entire length of the city this morning, going from the temple to here. This is the first time that you're seeing the plague doctors. You quickly duck behind a nearby building into an alleyway to avoid line of sight, but it appears as if they are standing or around one of the buildings that the people seem to be moving in and out of, a tavern, from what you saw before ducking around into the alleyway. You do not believe you were seen. Unfortunately, Elevorn is beyond the range of your detect magic's radius.
Okay, so you're big and blue, going to motion it around, and I'm not gonna motion at my hair. So
Small and red.
but I'm going to motion towards Nerdian. You're a little bit more, you blend in a little better, maybe? I mean, does she? Seems like she would, but...
I am the knight.
What do you have in mind, Elevorn?
Well, there is a tavern over there, but I feel like if we try to go in all together, we might draw attention to ourselves. But maybe there's something in there, or, something different about the plague. I mean, they usually don't. Have they ever traveled in threes before?
I haven't really noticed. They usually just seem to be like one at a,
I mean,
Yeah.
also two, but that was when they were like standing outside of like.
Yeah, that was a bit different. But if they patrol, then they're alone usually.
Must mean there's something of interest in the tavern for sure.
Could be.
And of course, like, I don't want you to go anywhere like dangerous, and I could go with you. Wild shape is something small,
There you go. So can
Yeah,
do
let's
just
go in.
polymorph into something. Does everybody get into Neridian's cloak?
Yeah, I have a big hood, so
I'm not far. I mean, you two could go in much more inconspicuously than I can. I mean, just let me know, and I'll wiggle the bracelet.
yeah, we do have the bracelets. That is.
I mean, would it be weird to have an animal with you? I mean, I don't know.
I do not know how they think, but I mean, also, well, I have spent time with you, and you like animals and everything, so to me that isn't that abnormal to maybe have an. I mean, I could definitely see you having an animal companion all the time.
I think you're overthinking it.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, you can always turn into something small, and you could hide in my hood or something. If you don't want to be seen anyways, even as an animal.
Oh, she should definitely be Squirrelivorn.
Will you be okay though? Out hear that? I mean, because I feel like either way somebody's alone.
Oh, it's okay. I'll be fine.
Okay, so I will turn into a little squirrel and scurry up and sit on Mary's shoulder, or like sit in her cloak, whatever's least uncomfortable for her.
Okay.
Well, guess I'll go over there then.
All right.
And I'll start walking towards the tavern.
Okay. Start walking towards the tavern. You manage to match pace with a seemingly maybe middle-aged couple that seems to be heading towards the tavern as well. And you do your best maybe to block line of sight between you and the plague doctors as you enter the tavern. However, when you get no sign from the plague doctors who are immediately outside the tavern, standing across the road from it. You enter the tavern, and it is a tavern. It's the name that is engraved into the wooden placard above the door on the at the entrance is nicely painted, very nice calligraphy. It seems like this is a bit of a fancier place than the two other taverns you have visited in the city. It is called the Gentle Swill. And you enter, and you can see that the tables here are nice. The smell in the air carries more of wine than ale. Even the smell of food being prepared and served is pleasant. Across the large open area of the floor of the tavern, you see the bar set up with many bottles and glasses hanging down from an overhead shelf that sits above the bar counter itself, and behind the counter, walking along what seems to be maybe like a raised platform just behind the bar, is a female dwarf who is tending to patrons who come in and at this point in the morning are just getting something quick seemingly to eat. There isn't much conversation going on, just getting their food and leaving. And you even notice that it doesn't seem like there are too many people here. Maybe a quarter of the tavern space is actually being utilized.
I guess I'll go to the bar still, though, and
Okay. You're pretty quickly greeted by the sort of auburn-haired female dwarf. Hey, good morning, fresh face. Uh, what you in the mood for?
I wouldn't mind having some water and if you have some fruits.
Certainly, it's a bit low in stock, to be honest. It's a bit pricier than we might have had in recent times, but if that's alright, I can certainly get you some.
Yeah, that is fine.
Very well. Anything in particular, or just an assortment?
An assortment would be fine, yes.
Alright, I'd be right back. And you can see her as she kind of steps down, seeming like stares at the end of the sort of raised platform that she uses to actually be above the bar. She heads to the back and comes back with a mug of water and an assortment of fruits.
Thank you.
2 silver for the fruit. Water complimentary. Fresh face. Hopefully it won't be the last time I've seen you. I've got a keen eye for my patrons, especially in recent times. I can't recall you ever being here before. Don't mean to pry, but it's part of my job.
Yeah, I was meant to meet somebody in this town and I haven't really found them yet, but well, maybe they haven't even arrived yet themselves.
I can't imagine that. You must have been waiting here for a while. You say you came here to meet someone. That's certainly rare. I wouldn't hold your breath. I don't expect that we've been getting many visitors. I don't see how this person you're supposed to meet would even get into the city.
Yeah, when I arrived myself, I noticed that it can be it might be a little bit tricky to get in or anything, but well,
How long have you been here, if you don't mind my asking?
not too long.
Hmm.
Just a few days.
Interesting. Well, hope all goes well for you. And enjoy. Name is Babs, by the way, Barbara. Barbara Cele.
I'm Marianne.
Marianne. It's nice to meet you, Marianne.
It was very nice to meet you also.
Is there anything else I can get you? I'll be right here. Not
Well,
kind of slow, so I'll be able to give you some attention if you want it.
I'll just, for now, this is just fine at the moment, but if something else comes up, I'll come back.
All right, that's perfectly fine.
Make my way down there, Dion's arm towards the plate of fruit. It'd just be like looking at there, Dion, like with my little squirrel hands.
I'll not tell a word.
Just like cheep cheep and grab like a grape or something.
Oh, that's a cute little beastie you got there. I must say, I've seen quite a few, at least in the past. I've seen plenty of people come through with their pets, with their companions and whatnot. This is a first. I have not seen a domesticated squirrel before. How did you train it?
Well, I didn't really even train it. I just found her one time and she wasn't looking that good, and so I took care of her, and I guess she grew fond of me.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah, she is pretty nice.
Do you mind if
I'll look at Elevorn a little bit and like questioningly and try to see how she reacts. If
I'll like offer up the grape to the bartender, like, you know.
Oh, are you telling me that you didn't train?
no, definitely.
This. She takes the grape and is just like completely amused by this strange actions of this squirrel, but it's like, hey, forgive me for being a bit skeptical. I don't believe I've ever seen anything do something like that before. She must be trained. You're pulling my leg here.
Well, I haven't trained her. Maybe she just has picked up stuff.
Yeah, all right, sure, whatever you say. She's not believing that you haven't trained Elevorn.
Well, she can believe it or not. Well, it was nice talking to you, but if you don't mind, I'll just go sit down at a table for a moment.
Sure, absolutely. All right, as you get up, carrying the assorted fruits back to an empty table.
Somewhere where I can kind of see the whole place. Be a bit more secluded, maybe.
That's definitely possible. Like I said, there's not quite too many people in here right now. As that's happening, Durand, you hanging out in the alleyway?
My plan was to stay in the alley, but not just standing around snooping around like an idiot. I'm trying to blend in here, right?
Like blending like normal people who stand in alleyways.
Yeah. But standing in an alleyway, that's not blending in, dude. If you want to become like a part of the alleyway, you gotta have a seat there, just be one with the alleyway,
In
right?
full armor, yeah.
And just mind your just become like a piece of furniture just thrown out, metal
So
furniture.
right there, doing your best sofa impression.
Yeah. A metal sofa.
A metal sofa, the most comfortable of sofa. You you noticed walking from the direction that you had come from with the others towards the tavern that Neredian and Elevorn had went to is a plague doctor. And you notice them. You kind of like peek your sofa head out so that you have a line of sight. And they stop and they talk and begin to converse with another one of these plague doctors. It seems they're stopping and they're facing each other. They're too far away for you to hear anything at the moment.
All right. I will relay this information via bracelet.
Okay. So,
And
Elevorn, you get this telepathically in your head. Elevorn, you can't respond. Neri, you could.
Should we be worried? I respond.
I don't think it's much cause for concern at the moment. I'm just trying to give you eyes out here as well. How's it going in there?
There's not many people here. I just sat down and just tried to look around a little bit, see how the people are going and coming, and I don't know.
I suppose just give it a bit more time, but let's not try to stay here too long if nothing shows up.
Yeah, I don't want to stay too long in one place.
Elevorn, anything? Or you're just eating fruit?
So Ella's like contemplating. She's like, I was like, so Ella's going to like motion to her face and like point at the bartender, like she's like just her little squirrel face, and then point to her head, like thinking like in her head, like she like somebody might remember what like maybe the face of like basically I'm like good, I don't know, squirrel charades, so I'm trying to think of a better way to do that. So I'm looking at Neredion and I'm like trying to gauge her response.
I'm a bit confused what Eleanor is trying to convey, at least for first.
Yeah, you're not quite as versed in squirrel as Durand is.
So then I'm going to like reach up towards Neridion's face and point at my eye and then point at the bartender and then tap the side of my squirrel head again, like thinking about something.
Squinting my eyes at Eleanor, thinking myself just really hard.
I'm going to push the bracelet. I'm going to like tap the bracelet. And I'm going to continue like just I'm going to push the button on the bracelet so it like shows picture. So but it probably won't work unless she pushes it.
Durand, as you're sitting there being a sofa, an image projects itself from the crystal on your bracelet. And right now you see like up against the camera, as it were, like two small squirrel paws and just like a very like up the nose shot of Elevorn as a squirrel.
My God, can I try to cover this freaking light? I'll talk into the bracelet. What are you trying to do?
I'm just gonna chip and like look like one of my paws up and there down and like down at the things.
I'm gonna respond to Durand and be like, she's trying to do charades and she has been pointing at the bartender to me under her eyes and then doing a thinking motion and I'm fully
Elhorn,
not sure.
what were you trying to convey to Neridion? What were you trying to say?
That maybe the bartender, like, because if she remembers people's faces, maybe she's seen the guy we're looking for.
Yeah.
And, we're
So
looking
you
for
explain,
him
so
because he's
Neridion, you explain the actions of what Squirrel Everyone was doing, and Durand relays to you exactly that.
I mean, I guess I should have figured that out, but
I was right
I'm-
there. I could have.
I'm sorry, Eleanor. I'm just not as good at as Durand is with the whole squirrel charades, but I wonder how I should ask about it. And I've even though I was talking to Eleanor, I had the bracelet kind of like also, so Durand would have heard it too.
Openly complimenting me. I like this.
Alright. So the conversation does seem to be still going on, Durand. But, and now, actually, a third plague doctor has joined it.
I probably wouldn't worry too much about how you ask it, because you're probably not sticking around for too long after.
Are you sure about that?
Well, another plague doctor outside means they're probably... I don't know, it's definitely not safe to stick around.
Well, give me a moment. I need to think about something and think about how to ask her.
Not too direct, but to the point.
Getting social and interaction lessons from Durand.
Right. What a day it's become.
Yeah, this is weird.
So as you're sitting there and you're contemplating, as Squirrel of Orn, slowly the bowl of fruits is getting smaller and smaller as they are being devoured by Squirrel of Orn.
I probably would have been eating a little bit too.
Just kind of like just mindlessly eating some.
You mean anxiously eating?
Anxious eating,
That
yeah.
too.
Takes a while. At this point, Televorn, your detect magic would have worn off. Duran, you see one of the plague doctors break off and begin to head towards the tavern.
So can you? I can't remember if you wrote the name down in the chat, but could you?
I can write it down in the chat, yeah.
Makes it a little bit easier for me.
Sure.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The guy's name that we're looking for also.
Oh, the guy's name.
Yeah. That. Okay.
What do you want to be legend? Your other one.
What's up? Three. I rolled a 3.
Why are you rolling dice?
You owe
Don't
me
worry.
a gold piece.
I owe you a gold piece?
Yeah.
Why?
Here you go. Thank you.
I'll find something to do with the 3. I just have to think about it.
Oh lord.
Alright, I got it. I know what I'm doing with the 3 now.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I
Can I
do.
not like?
I know exactly what I'm doing with the 3.
It can be too bad. Unless it was a D4 that you rolled.
No, it was a D6.
Yeah.
It's average-ish, slightly below. That's a 6, though. Should I take the 6?
Stop
Should I
rolling.
take the 6 or the
No,
3?
you keep the 3. You rolled it
Should I
first,
take
and
the
you
6
took
or the
too
3?
long
Do you
until
want?
you
Do you want me to take the 6 or the 3, Dune?
get 3. You took too long to roll.
No.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Come on, Dune. 6 or 3? Which one should I go with?
Isn't here.
He's not here. Of course, he's not here.
Sorry, I'm banning 50 million freaking bots.
Oh, okay.
But
6 or 3?
I honestly,
Roll the
I
D6.
think I like the 6.
Okay, going with the 6 then.
I hate you too.
Don't worry, I asked Dune because it deals with Durand.
Oh, you're fucked.
Oh no. Holy crap, dude. This is ridiculous.
We got just bots flooding into the chat. That's how
My
we got.
hours.
Bots don't usually watch the things.
This is crazy.
It's not.
You're crazy.
You're crazy. Oh my god, you're crazy. But why do they do this? Who cares about? Why are they here in hours?
I think one of the bots had something to do with some hate thing or something. I didn't really follow up on it too well, but all I heard was that something about hate thing.
The hate raids where the bots, I mean, if you leave them in your channel, there's a chance that they all at once start sending messages that are not Twitch friendly. Which unfortunately results in the owner of the account getting banned.
But why do they care about us?
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, they just there's like no logic on what channels they go to. They just go on pretty much any channel, no matter how big or how small they are.
I see. I haven't seen any messages recently, so you've been doing a good job.
Yeah, they don't really. They haven't spoken a lot, but at one point on my friend's stream, these bots followed, or they actually followed him, which is
That's
kind of
weird.
also a bit weird. Like, why following you? Just, but still, they did that, and like Dune said, I guess there is a chance that once there is enough of them in the chat, in the channel, then they might start spamming.
That's weird. You would think that Twitch would be able to see that that's obviously.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, because they all
I
have
find-
the same beginning of their username, Twitch should just put a temporary ban on creating anything with the beginning of this username.
Yeah,
It's
you're
the
right.
same thing over and over. It's Hoss00312.
I feel like it's strange that I don't know. I feel like it's strange that the streamer is responsible for the actions of the people that are watching him. That doesn't seem
Yeah.
right.
Especially if we're talking about some bots and stuff like that, it's weird because usually the streamers or the mods are gonna try to
That just
delete their
incentivizes
messages.
people to do it more. Because if you're telling me that I'm not going to get in trouble, the person whose chat I'm talking is going to get in trouble, then
Yeah.
what's
It's
stopping me?
which is stupid with those kind of things, I guess.
I just banned 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46,
1,000.
47,
A load of
48,
them.
48. I just banned 48 of them.
Holy shit.
It's from whose? Mine's or
Max.
ours? Yeah.
Welcome back, Nemo.
From us, I had to ban 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. So Nemo is back. We're all still here, so now let's jump back into it. So, Duran, the plague doctor's heading into the tavern after having this conversation, and the other two begin to just turn and just walk off in separate directions.
Okay, wait, so one went in and two went away?
Yeah.
Okay. So, again, I'll let them know.
Okay,
At the very least, I mean, they
time
would have seen the one dude, but I'll let them know that the other two dispersed.
Okay, and as this message is coming in, Netadion, the door to the tavern opens, and you see entering the plague doctor, and everybody kind of has a similar reaction of averting their eyes. Some people hurry, finish their stuff, pay, and begin to leave.
I'll also avert my eyes, kind of, but still try to, like, keep eye on it. Pretend to be eating, or, well, actually I am eating, but...
The plague doctor approaches the bar, approaches Barbara. Elevorn and Netadion make perception checks, please.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I hate you. Hey, I actually rolled good. 17. That's probably gonna be my only good roll.
That's a 25 from me.
Okay, so you both do overhear as the plague doctor isn't necessarily speaking in a hushed tone. He approaches Barbara, the bartender. She says, "Oh, how's it going? What can I do for you, sir? Or ma'am? I can't really ever tell." The plague doctor speaks. "We have been informed that there has been a sighting of an individual who may have been involved in the disturbance caused last night. I am here to ask after whether or not you have seen a dragonborn recently." Can't say that I have. I mean, I've got a few patrons coming in that are of dragonborn descent. You'd have to maybe get a bit more specific. A blue dragonborn. Can't say I've seen one of those in maybe about a week or two. I'm sorry. And the plague doctor, without further comment or acknowledgement, turns and leaves. Durand outside. In your time sitting in the alleyway, you have amassed 6 copper pieces from passerbys.
Heck yeah! Dude, I'm doing it.
I'll let Duran know that, they're looking for you.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I could have guessed that from earlier.
This is gonna be big trouble, but We'll think about that later, I guess. Just stay hidden. I'll try to figure out how to ask a bartender about Prelon.
Can I do some more squirrel charades? I'm going to
Works so
point
well.
at my mouth, and then I'm going to take part of Nerdian's cape because I think it comes down over her arms, maybe.
Yeah,
and
it does.
I'm going to like put myself underneath it. You know, like ta-da!
Um,
And then point at the bracelet.
I guess I'll use the bracelet. I guess I'll press it down so the image would come.
Bat squirrel.
Squirrel.
No, bat squirrel.
Bat squirrel.
That squirrel.
I'm like hiding under the cape. Got it like.
I am the knight.
I am the knight.
I'm going to like point at the bracelet again. So like I don't know if he's seeing Ella do this.
Okay, so Duran, do you see bat squirrel?
I see bat squirrel, and you guys are killing my cover.
Duran's just shuffling further deeper into the alleyway. Kind of huddled, like turned away from the road so that he can look.
I'm a lit up metal couch on the alleyway.
I'm like, you guys are blowing my cover. What is it?
Well, I'm sorry, I don't know how to speak squirrel. Elvin, you need to give me some lessons.
I'm just going to like attack on Nerdian's cape, like, you know, because the road has a cape. Because Ella did it for him.
I mean, I kind of was already under the presumption I was doing that.
Okay, if you're already doing that, good. I don't know if we could see you.
I am role-playing Bata Lavorn.
Alright. Have you figured out how you're going to approach the bartender yet, Nerdian? Just do it. Just wing it.
Just
come on, that's
do
like 90%
it.
of what we do. Throw yourself in, it'll come. What's the worst that can happen?
Getting caught?
Whatever. Duran can do that on his own. He doesn't need your help.
Well, I mean, arguably, you just got a pretty good topic of conversation to segue into whatever you want.
Ella's going to run away over to the bar.
Oh no.
I'll follow her because I'm trying to pretend that I'm trying to catch her, I guess.
Okay. Are you scurrying up the bar or just?
Oh, yes.
Okay, scurrying up the bar, the Nerdian and Alavon create a little bit of a scene. Barbara's like, so either she's not as trained as you would have had me believe, or perhaps, looking over to the table, you need a bit more fruit?
A little bit of food, more food would be nice also, but like I said, I really haven't trained her. It's a little bit both.
Alright, I guess I'll be right back. It's been another to Silva, and another moment, please. She returns with another little bowl of fruit.
And I give her the silver.
Okay. And so you're staying here at the barn? Is there anything else then?
Well, I was a little bit thinking over there and just wondering if, like you said, that it might be a bit hard for my friend to show up if he isn't already here and we just haven't met yet for some reason. But we were supposed to go meet this one other person that actually does live here. The thing just is that I don't know how they look like, and I don't know where they live at all, but so it's going to be a little bit hard for me alone because I can't get in contact with my friend, and like I said, I don't know how the person we're supposed to meet looks like, but I mean, you seem to recognize almost everyone in this town, so maybe you could help me out with that.
I wouldn't say everyone in the town. I would say more the people that frequent my establishment, certainly. Not that
Well,
much. The others, though, can't really recognize people that I don't see.
well, hopefully this person frequents your fine establishment.
Try me.
Well, I only know the name. It's
Everyone in the. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Well, considering you're looking for a random person in the entire city, I mean, I appreciate the compliment on my tavern, but I don't feel like I've served near the entire city, so might be a long shot. But
Well,
try me.
a shot is a shot, anyways. I guess. Yeah, the person that we're supposed to go meet is Prelon Mortis.
Berlin? Really? You sure you got that right?
Well, that's the name my friend gave me.
What business do you have with Berlin Mortis?
Well, that's also one thing that my friend didn't really tell me because he just wanted me to come along as a, well, bodyguard of kind, I guess you could say.
Curious. This friend of yours? This nameless friend who hasn't shown up? Just doesn't tell you what business you have with a certain Berlin Mortis? And here you are. Sorry, it's just a bit strange. I'm used to hearing the odd tale, odd story every now and again. So when things don't seem quite right, I guess they perk up a bit. And when you come in asking after the leader of the plague doctors,
Oh, he's the leader of them. But maybe I should just ask one of them. So,
not sure if you'd get anything out of them. Not sure what it's about. It doesn't seem like many of them are all there. If you get what I'm saying, it was a bit strange. It took me a while to pick up on it. I didn't have too many conversations with them, but it seems like they don't necessarily entirely follow most conversations. It's weird. They enter into something with like their own agenda and they stick to it, and you can't really sway them from it. It's some sort of weird social disorder, I'm certain, but to have so many of them act in such a way, that's kind of strange. Unless I've been talking with the same one this whole time. There's no way to tell.
I was going to kind of like chirp just a little bit and like chuck a random piece of fruit sort of at Nerdion. Like, you could bond over this.
like a bit confused still.
It's a strange animal you have there.
Yeah, she is.
Then I'm going to go pick up the piece of fruit I threw and
Okay.
start nibbling on it.
But yeah, like I said, I haven't really been here for too long, and I haven't really interacted with the plague doctors myself, but they do seem a bit off. from what I've noticed.
At the same time, I can't imagine the types of things that they've been dealing with and what they may have seen since this plague broke out. So that might change a person, you know?
That is also true.
They have their jobs to do, just as I have mine, and presumably you have yours. Whatever that might be with this mysterious friend and this mysterious meeting with Brellan.
You really wish I wouldn't. I wish I would know also what the business is, but he really didn't tell me either that much. He just wanted me to come and be his bodyguard, kind of, but I don't know.
Make a deception check, Nergal, please.
Unnatural 20.
Well, assuming that your friend doesn't show up, I don't anticipate he will. By the way, I'm not even sure entirely how you got into the city yourself, but that's not my place to ask. I wouldn't expect your friend to show up. So in that case, why are you still looking for Mr. Mortis? If all you were was protection.
Well, like I said, I don't really have a way to contact my friend, which is actually kind of stupid of me, isn't it? I didn't think of.
You said it.
Well, yeah. I mean, if my friend already has arrived here and was foolish enough to go alone because he asked me to be his bodyguard after all, already went to Perlin, then I could just go there and see if they've already met. If they've already met, then I can leave.
I wonder why it is your friend felt like they needed protection against a doctor. I mean, I guess you can't be too cautious. Certainly. Must be a pretty powerful friend you have. At least one willing to shell out a coin or two. Anyways, it's none of my business, really. I am not obliged to the secrecy or lack thereof dealing with the doctors. I know of Berlin Mortis. He happens to show up here every now and again. I can't tell you exactly where he stays, not just because I don't know, but that's not exactly information that I am comfortable just telling to just anyone. But
That is understandable.
he occasionally does stop by for the odd drink or two. Normally, just before the curfew goes into effect. Most nights he's here. For not too long, but just before the sun sets. Before he starts whatever doctoring business he has to do. Doesn't talk much, but I don't ask much, I suppose. His business is good.
Yeah. Well, could you maybe describe him for me? Or does he also wear the plague mask?
He wears the mask in and out, but obviously, if he's having a drink or so, he does not wear it. No, but she kind of eyes you curiously.
15.
He's he has the look of a troubled man. Dark circles under the eyes. Looks like he doesn't get much sleep. A strong jawline, yet a thin face. Dark hair, brown, almost black, and long from what I have seen. Not too much else, honestly. I haven't seen much beyond the face. He always wears that outfit, the protective outfit that the doctors wear and need to. I guess the other thing is, he's carrying a stick, a walking stick or staff of some sort. Not sure why. Doesn't seem like he seems to get around just fine.
Well, maybe it's something that he has gotten as a gift for some reason and he likes it.
Perhaps. It's strange. I don't pretend to understand as weird, sentimental things that humans do.
Well, I guess that is plenty enough. I thank you for the information, and maybe I'll see. Well, maybe I'll pop in this. Who knows if I'll pop in this sundown?
Well, I'm sure that I'll see you then. Before you go, would you mind answering me a question?
If it's a question that I can answer.
I'm sure it is. Your friend that you speak of, is he a blue dragonborn?
No.
Like, okay. Well, the whole thing was a lie. Make a persuasion or deception check, your choice.
I rolled deception and it's 22.
Alright, just asking. No reason, really. I guess
Is
I'll
it?
see you tonight.
Were you asking me because of the doctor who was asking about some blue dragonborn?
Well, yeah, I guess you overheard that. Wouldn't be too hard, huh? Seems like they're looking for, a blue dragonborn, and I guess, last night we had people in here talking about, rumors circling. Talking about, something similar. Similar description, dragonborn, blue, and, also similar just rumor mill going on here. Talks of a half-elf. There are plenty of half-elves in Worthy, though. I've seen plenty of them coming in and out of the tavern as the days goes by, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. Can't say I've seen too many paired up with a blue dragonborn, though, so that's the reason for my asking. Seems like they made a pretty big commotion the other day. Have you heard of it? It's hard to avoid.
I think I might have heard a little bit of it. Kinda sad, I guess I wasn't there to witness it.
Well, me neither. I was holed up here. Almost everything almost all the knowledge I garner around here is secondhand account. Seems like they made a pretty big mess, though, so they're just looking for them. Broke into one of the plague houses. Can you believe that? They might have let some of that out. It's scary stuff.
Yeah, that isn't good at all. No.
Yeah, so I guess for the most part, I think that they're just looking for these people because they might be running around with the sick on them, you know?
Yeah, well, I guess I'll have to keep my eye out on a blue dragonborn also. I don't...
And, might be something to... if you can find something out, I'm just saying. Brelan's a pretty busy man. If you come with information like that, he might have his ear.
That is good to know.
Don't know the man much myself, but he is one of those doctors. It is his job, right? So if they don't find these people by sundown, then maybe.
Well, like I said, guess I'll just have to keep my eye out on a blue dragonborn also.
Alright. Durand. Is this it for? Actually, is this it for Elevorn and Netidion? You guys heading back out?
Guess I would be heading out, yes. Unless.
Elevorn, are you stuffing your cheeks with fruit and following, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm sticky with Nardion.
Okay. So as Netidion and Elevorn are heading out of the tavern, Durand, I need you to make a performance check. See how well you blend into your alleyway surroundings.
I can appreciate this performance check in comparison to what it would normally be.
What do you mean, what it would normally be?
Well, let me roll a second dice. I mean, I thought you were going to make me do like some sort of stealth check or some shit, which would have completely fucked me. And it would have completely fucked me. It's a 17.
Okay. People walk by. Barely a second glance in your direction. Maybe it's because of how well you've grown into your role sitting here, but also the fact that many of them do seem like everybody else that you've seen today hurried in getting to wherever it is they need to go. They're not exactly taking the time to check their surroundings or look down random alleyways. So the person that acknowledges you and approaches you is Nerdion.
Well, well, well.
Well, did you recognize me?
Yes.
Thought you were a
Dang
couch for a
it.
second, but yeah.
I mean, do you want me to teach you some, blending in skills and stuff like that?
I mean, even if I learned, it doesn't make it any easier.
Maybe. I guess it would take a lot of training. Anyways, maybe we should move?
Oh, I'm 100% for that.
Should we go to the tavern or back to the temple or to Alexander's maybe? Or where?
If you think it's safe enough on the streets, I mean, anywhere is fine. If we have to take caution,
don't
though, I'd say
think
Alexander's or the
That's
temple.
safe to be on the streets because they're looking for you. The plague doctors are specifically looking for you. I mean, they are looking also for a half elf, but there's like quite a few of them over here, so they can't really specify, single me out. But you being, well, you, yeah.
Excellent. Well then, in that case, definitively Alexander's or the temple.
Dune is gonna play like base character model human in the next campaign.
Yeah. I want to be as
bald guy with a goatee, and that's it.
just make me the least easy to recognize guy ever. Like just standard NPC vibes from this guy.
The only thing he says is "Hail, friend" to passerbys.
Elorn is going to hop off of Nerdion's shoulder down in, onto the ground and become herself again and be like, well, if you wanted, I could, hide you.
Yes.
How many times have you regretted not taking the hat of disguise?
Oh my god. No, you know what? I can't regret it. No, I can't let myself regret it. I'd look horrible.
Alright. So, what are you doing, Haliforn?
Oh, I mean, you could be any animal you want to be. I mean, not any animal, obviously. We don't want to go like elephant right now because that might be a little bit more visible.
Maybe you should be a squirrel.
No. In honor of our friend, how about you make me a dog?
Turn him into a small dog. The smallest one
Small?
you can think.
No.
A chihuahua.
Saint Bernard it is, or a Newfoundland or something.
Sure, big dog. All right, something of a mastiff.
Big drooling dog.
Mastiff, Saint Bernard, some big bear of a dog.
Cool.
That drews a whole lot because
That drools
mastiffs
a
and so
whole
on do drool.
That's fine.
That's
Acceptable.
fine. It's gonna lick your face.
Yeah. That's the first
Ew.
thing I do.
Ew. Not me. Like Elevorn.
I mean, yeah, I guess she was the closest one, casting a spell, whatnot.
Okay.
So I bet it.
Instantly, just a large. Duran becomes a large, shaggy, brown and white Saint Bernard Mastiff with the large bangs that kind of cover the entire eyes of the dog. Nothing but a poking out, but a wet nose and a long slobbering tongue.
I'll
Say, easy enough. You would have the wherewithal to follow your friends as a dog,
Perfect.
unless Elevorn turns into a squirrel. That might end bad.
True.
It's like light bulb goes off in my head. Let's get
I
there
can
fast.
see the light bulb.
Let's get there faster. Alright. So walking your giant dog back through the city. Where are you heading? Are you heading towards the temple or are you heading towards
Alexander.
Alexander's?
Yes.
Say at this point, it is a long walk. It would have taken, at this point, you're getting into late morning, close to noon. And by the time you get to Alexander's, it's probably closer to 1 p.m. You get to the home, the front door, with apparently no issues. The area that you guys had been chasing the vampire spawn in the previous day does seem to have a bit more of a plague doctor presence, so you keenly avoid that area. Everywhere else, it seems like there are less than you are used to. There's still some every now and again, and they pass by you without even a glance. Still get that eerie feeling of being watched at any time that you think about it. But you find yourself towards the more rundown, more claustrophobic, densely packed rural residential area of the city here, and find yourself to Alexander's place of residence. You have maybe 3 minutes left on the polymorph.
Been in place 7 times and sit down.
Front?
Woof.
Go knock on the door.
Okay. The door is answered within the minute by the older woman that lives with Alexander. Oh, good day. I believe that, please come in. And who is this? Looking down towards Dogrond.
That's the round.
Oh?
It's because of the plague doctors. So if you don't mind if we come...
Doctors did this to him?
No, it's to hide him from them.
Oh, I see. I should stop asking questions. Please, come on in. Come on, boy. Come on in.
A millisecond of like tribes, but then I recognize it.
Alright, so you guys head inside. And the door closes behind you. It is low lit, nothing more than a couple candles. I'm sure it would not surprise you, but, well, now that you know, Alexander is resting.
Yeah, it's fine. We just thought that it would be safest for us to come over here anyways.
Yes, they're looking for you. Hopefully you managed to keep hidden. As if they knew about our whereabouts, that could be problematic.
I don't... Well, since Durant was in that shape that he is, they didn't seem to pay too much attention to us.
Good. Have you found anything out? I'm sorry, I started work on the pendants. It is going to be a while. I might be able to have them done by the eve of tomorrow, if not the morning after.
Oh. Well, we didn't really find out where we were looking for Pearl Mortis, but since nobody really knows where he lives and stuff like that, we don't really know how he looks like until now. Which reminds me, I'll go sit down at a table and take out my journal and some ink and quill and start drawing.
The description.
Yeah, from the description.
Sure.
So, since we...
Sorry, make an intelligence check.
Sorry, I was just going to say I dropped the polymorph so that he can be himself again, since we're inside.
It's worn off by now, but either you drop it or it wears off. Durand, you're now sitting on the floor.
Nice. I'm used to this, sir, today.
19.
19? Okay. Pulling from your recollection of the description of Brelin Mortis and putting that as best as you can to your drawing, you complete the sketch of your best approximation of Brelin Mortis based on Barbara's description.
This is the best I can do with description only.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure that if it leads to Logain and Michelle, if it leads to putting a stop to their rule, and Alexander would be happy to go after this man with you. But, of course, it would have to be after sundown.
I think that is quite fine because he seems to go to that tavern. What was the tavern's name again?
The tavern's name was the Gentle Swill.
He seems to go to the Gentle Swill after, well, close to the sundown. So.
And if you don't mind my asking, what is your plan? Alexander told me that you were also working with those over at the temple. Not sure if do you have a plan going forward? Just in case you have to leave before Alexander wakes up, and I can relay this to him.
Just at that moment, look at Trant and Elavar. And then draw also another picture so I can leave that one for Alexander and so on, and take one with me.
Okay.
Think the well, it'll be nighttime, so it'll probably be easier to move around without others noticing. Anyways, it'll be less populated, so I shouldn't have to worry too much about going. But they might know nothing stopping the bartender, possibly informing that somebody was asking about.
Hmm. Well, do you find him? How? How do you intend to? How does? I'm sorry, it might be my age. I might not be remembering, but how do you Sprelin lead us to Logain?
We can't go close enough. There is a magical barrier, I guess you could say.
Yes.
And the people in the temple of the Raven Queen, they worked with Brelin Mortis to construct it.
I see.
And that is our involvement with the people with the people in the temple, is that, they know one part of it, but they don't know Brelin Mortis' part of it, so we have to find his research or him to help us.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. I don't pretend to know what those in the temple know. I know that Alexander tends to avoid them for good reason. But
Yes, you
hmm,
are justified in being concerned about them. They don't wish to. Uh, it is better that Alexander avoids them. Yes.
okay. But I do know that he would wish to be there when the barrier goes down. There when you approach the manor and confront Logain. If that means that he would be there to confront this Brellan Mortis, I'm sure he would be more than happy to as well, should you just ask it.
I'm not sure how much time we have, really, because they're looking for us. I'm troubled by this. I mean, I guess it's understandable why they're looking for us, but
As long as if they hadn't followed you here, then you should be safe here, albeit cramped. Um, Perhaps even safe at the temple. I know that they have been keeping their doors closed as of recent.
Yeah, the temple would probably be safer. This was just, I believe, closer.
Yes.
And also, we would have liked to keep Alexander informed.
That is much appreciated. This is very important to him and me, as well as, well, the future of Worthy, really. Um, as I said, it will take some time for the pendants to be completed. Alexander was able to gather the other necessary materials that I need, and I did start on them. Um, is there a reason why your other friend, the tiefling, she is not with you?
She unfortunately was called to handle on. Well, since we don't really know how deep this issue over here goes, but kind of a bad-ish situation back at home.
Well, that is unfortunate. She did seem very capable, sharp. I do believe Alexander had a little bit of a liking towards her. Don't tell him I said that, though he'll deny it. But I suppose that would mean one less pendant that I need to enchant, so I should most certainly have the 3 of yours completed by tomorrow evening. If you could perhaps delay your plans a day.
I suppose we could try to take that time to fine-tune our plan.
Um, out of curiosity, I know this is a little bit probably off the wall, but there isn't, a shop that sells like magical type items or anything here, is there?
There was one. I can't say that I've been to it much personally. Or at all, rather. But I believe there's something like that around the market circle, yes. Not sure what kind of business they've been in as of recent. There's no telling.
Okay, thank you. And I'm sorry, to trouble you, and we're grateful for the pendants, of course. Um,
Well, if you're not going to stay around, would anyone want just a quick cup? Anything to snack on or drink before you head out? And if you find the time or desire to come back after sundown, I'm sure Alexander would be more than happy to talk about this. And if not, I'll just relay what you've told me to him, as well as, and she goes and picks up the drawing, as well as this.
Just remember that is drawn from a description, so I just hope it's good enough.
It seems very well done. Hopefully the description is accurate. If it is, I can't imagine how this couldn't help.
Yeah.
well, what would you like to be now, Drond?
I don't know. One of you choose.
Triceratops.
Yeah.
Conspicuous.
Yeah.
Just ride around town like Triceratops?
Totally normal.
What's going on over there? I don't know. It's not a blue dragonborn though, so carry on.
It's
Right,
just a
exactly.
T-Rex.
What was that noise?
What was
Must
that
be
noise?
my imagination.
Obviously. My eyes playing a trick on me, clearly. That's nothing.
Same thing for the sake of, like, how many animals can this one elf walk around with?
I swear I saw her with a big dog just earlier, and now she's walking an alligator. What is going
Well,
on?
she is a druid. She makes animal friends.
Yeah, but
Nobody knows that.
the point is the appearances to the people you're trying to hide Duran from. She walks by again with just a falcon on her arm. Just, what is going on?
Then you could definitely do the dance, the mating dance.
Make yourself big, Duran.
Oh my god.
I will never let him leave that down.
Get our
No one
insight.
will.
Why is that something that is so awkward for you? I had to do it.
I did it too.
So,
Funny, right?
Stop. Just turn me into a dog, please.
And no one's gonna be afraid of no dog, right? Gotta be some kind of bird, something with wings. Dogs can't fly, right? How are you supposed to fly around as a dog, mate?
I don't need to fly, you stupid fucking eagle.
You know, funny thing, right? Everyone who tells me, right, that they don't need to fly, it turns out they can't fly. I've never seen nobody who can fly say they don't need to fly. You know?
we'll just cast levitation of the same spell that I
Cast
say I
fly on
use.
me.
Yeah, fly.
Flying dog.
Yeah.
Inconspicuous.
Inconspicuous.
Name of the game.
Okay, but maybe like a little bit smaller of a dog this time. You know.
Not just a smaller version of the same dog, just so people are like, wasn't that?
Puppy one.
No, the same dog. The same dog. You're right. You're right.
No, it's just mess with people. Just change the size, just very slightly. Alright, same dog. Before you head out, Andrea, that is a pretty unique ability you have there, Elavon. I've heard of it a little bit, as I kind of dabble a little bit. I'm not nearly that is impressive. Perhaps once this is all done, we could sit down and chat a bit.
Sure. I would like that.
Gives a smile. Well, night after tomorrow, your pendants will be ready, and but if you happen to decide to move before then, please don't go on without us. Or I guess, I just know that it's important to Alexander, and well, his freedom does rely on the success of everyone here.
Yeah, we'll try to find a way to notify you guys if we go early.
I appreciate it. And stay safe. If we learn anything, this is the first I'm hearing about people looking for you, but I'll be sure to let you know if I hear anything.
Thank you.
So, as Nedadion and Elavorn are walking their large dog back to the temple,
It's a good boy. It's a good boy.
I'm a good boy.
me right here.
That's me.
Yeah, yes, you are a good boy.
Why don't I get treated like this as a freaking as me?
Never.
Because you're not fluffy.
Oh
Duran,
man.
I would like you to make an intelligence check.
Okay. What are dog stats? Oh, I don't think it fucking matters. But what are dog stats?
What'd you roll?
No. I gotta know what dog stats are.
Okay, let me look up something akin to a dog. Let me see.
I think there are some for
dog,
the ranger beastmaster.
cat, dire
There's a literal mastiff in the monster manual.
a wolf. Let's go with a wolf, right? Or no, mastiff. Here we go.
Yeah, there's a mastiff.
-4.
-1.
-1.
Oh my god.
You're the instincts of the creature whose form you now embody completely take over, and you are helpless to the cooing and cawing of Neridion. Your tail's wagging, your tongue is hanging out flapping, you got the biggest, dumbest dog smile on your face, and you're just like lapping up every little bit of affection that Neridion is throwing your way. It is unbridled joy, the likes of which, Durand, you have never felt before.
That says something.
And that's where we'll pick up next week.
You're kidding me.
Oh,
But I have a bad tinfoil hat thing going on.
What's going on?
tinfoil.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Tinfoil hat.
How insistent Andrea was that we make sure that we let her know made me worry that she's more involved and like maybe she's the one who made Alexander. Have we even checked?
She's human
Have you
though.
checked Andrea?
She is human though.
No, yeah, she is human.
Is she? You checked?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used the divine sense in here.
Alright, okay. I wanted to ask that because I was like,
To be
suddenly
absolutely
freaked out.
clear, so that people can keep their hats of conspiracy on, divine sense does not check for humanity. It checks for what? Undead
Undead, fiend.
and celestial.
But I mean,
Yes.
she
Undead, fiend, and celestial. So you just know that she is not undead, fiend, or celestial. You don't know that she's
that
human.
the whole thing is that
Just
she
saying.
didn't make Alexander.
Yeah, that conspiracy theory is out the window, but she could still be anything else.
Yeah. She could be something else. She's
Technically, anybody that does not ping on your divine sense could be anything else as well.
Man, I need human sense.
Yeah, right? That's the most useless shit.
I mean, is it though? Like, how many times would that have saved us? For the
Yeah,
True.
I need the most broken thing ever, actually. I
Yeah, I
need
think so.
normal person sense right now. Alright?
But I mean, yeah, okay. Andrea didn't make Alexander, but she is a tiny bit suspicious at the moment. She was so eager, but
Man, you guys are just suspicious of all my NPCs, no matter what. Like, you're suspicious of Andrea. You're suspicious of the temple. Like, you can't. Both of them can't be these nefarious plotting people. Not everyone's out to
Yes,
get
they
you.
can. Yes, they are.
yes, they are.
Everyone's out to get
The
me.
bartender's in on it. She's working
She's
with the
probably-
plague
Yeah.
doctor.
No, she's
Yeah.
part of the
She's
resistance.
working with Prel and
Well, hold on.
She just wants to overthrow them.
Oh my god, the bartender is still. It's still up there. There's very little defending the bartender at the moment. Honestly.
What have I done to
I think-
create this in you guys?
I think the
Well,
bartender
we're-
might be like
suspicious.
against them.
Yeah, she was
Like,
suspicious of us.
No, like she might be like, suspicious of like the plague doctors and everything around it, and that's why she was giving Neridion like the 10th degree about it.
Yeah, but like it could also be the polar opposite.
That story, yeah. That's not my fault. So there's this friend I have to meet.
I didn't think of anything.
Like how I've been here a while. Yeah. I realized that no one's really able to enter the city. So I have been waiting for here a while. Oh, how long? Like 3 days.
I don't know.
It's all right. It's fine. You didn't do anything wrong. You rolled your checks just fine. And she.
Thank God for that plus 10. Jesus Christ.
It's all good. It's all good. I mean, the only thing that could happen that's wrong is like if like your stupid tinfoil conspiracy hat theories actually come out and everybody that you pass on the street somehow is in on it. By the way, Durand, you now have 6 coins in your purse that have locator trips in them, and they're tracking you as we speak.
Damn, these guys are
No.
advanced.
Everything's good. It's all good. I enjoyed it. And again, I hope that I did the character of Era at least a little bit of justice. Like, I don't like playing PCs, and I think
Max
that
would have
it
to
will,
listen to
yeah,
and then
Max will have to
judge
react
you
to
accordingly.
it. I think ever since we can stop the stream if we haven't already.
Oh, let me do that.
Thank you, whoever's watching.
Bye bye, everybody. But I think that since
Your eyes, your